Hello, I'm Ina Calder with the InDe'B Quilt Shop, and I'm really excited to be here with you today so that I can show you the Autumn Garden table runner. It's made with Indigo Garden fabric by Heather Peterson of Anka's Treasures for Riley Blake Designs. Love this line. It's just really such a very, very fun line. And I just love how cute these little flowers are turning out. I'm going to show you how to do one of those. And cute little pumpkins and the flowers and the little bugs just look like little ladybugs or whatever. And it was so fun. I loved making this one. So to begin with, I like to prepare my fabric, and you get yardage in with your quilt, you know, like this is the background. And I take it and spray down pretty good, and then I iron it. And I just use a thoughtless spray. You can do any kind of spray that works for you, that you really like and prefer. And so I did that and ironed them. But when you get to the 5-inch squares, do not spray them, okay? I don't spray 5-inch squares. I don't spray 10-inch squares because they will shrink a 1/2 inch, and you don't want them to do that. So then I do that, I iron it. As you are cutting out, double check to make sure you have all the correct measurements, and then I cut them out. She gives really great, you know, cutting instructions here and also here, and you'll notice that as I did it, I checked them off with what I needed for each step. So she tells you exactly what to cut and to do that. And then by each of them, she also tells you what step it goes with. So I took little sticky notes. I wrote the actual size of whatever it was. I wrote how many sets I had or how many number, you know, like if I said cut 8 of these squares, I cut 8 of those squares and I put an 8 on there. So I would know that I had 8, and then I put the step number on it. And then I put them in baggies so that I get them all mixed up with all the rest of them. And that really helped me keep everything straight, okay? She uses, she has really great directions. But she starts with some general instructions. Really important to read through the general instructions and then go through and read. She has some really great graphics so you can see, but don't count on just the graphics to lead you. You need to really actually read so that you know everything that you're supposed to do. So one of the things that she talked about was half square triangles, okay? And in this, you're going to do lots of different half square triangles. So she shows you how to do that you're going to draw a line. You can see my line is blue on here down the middle. You can actually use anything you want. You could do friction pen, you can do pencil, you can do a pen. Just whatever you choose to do, make sure it is a good crisp line so that you have that line. And then you're going to sew on either side. And you can see I've sewn here in pink so you can see that, and sewn on either side. And for me, I'm not really gonna see that pink thread come through. But I usually do try to sew with something that matches everything else, okay? After you've done that, then you're gonna go ahead, put a ruler on and cut right down that line. Then you'll end up with 2 half square triangles, okay? That you're going to put little corners on, okay? So let's talk about these corners. She calls it a folded corner technique, and that's the initials she uses in the instructions. I have also heard it called a stitch and flip. And snowballed. So it really is up to you what you want, you know, what you want to go by and how you want to use it, as long as you do that. So let me give you a tip on how to do those, because for me, sometimes I would do that. I would sew and then I would go to do it and my square was not square. My corner was like ski wampas and didn't fit right, and it just really bothered me, okay? So let me show you what you can do, okay? Might be kind of hard to see with this one, but I have my blue line. You can see the blue line is all around the side, and on this side is pink thread, okay? And so what you do is you draw the line, but then you sew next to the line on the side closest to the corner. When you get, and then you fold it to make sure that you line up, okay? Once you've done that, then you can go ahead and cut this off with a rotary cutter. You can just use your rotary cutter and cut, or you can use scissors and just cut it off, which is what I did because these are very little and I'm not keeping any of it, okay? When you get done, then you're gonna wanna iron, okay? So you're gonna want to have all of your seams ironed in the same direction, okay? That's so that you can nest them together as you sew them. So let me show you on this one. You're just gonna have those sides anyway. Okay, so what I mean by that is you're going to have your seams together, but you're going to have them these two like this, so you can put them right there together, and even like this, and you'll see that my seam is going one direction on that side, it's going the other direction. Okay, so they're nested in there. That's what nesting is when you're ironing the seams one direction and the other. You can put those in. You can see it better, I think, on this one, because you can see the seam going that direction, the seam going this direction, and they line up. So you're gonna nest them together. I like to pin them because I like to make sure I'm nesting more than one seam. I wanna make sure all of them together. So I would probably just put in like a couple of pins on this one and get it started and go from there, okay? And when you get done, those are your two squares that are gonna go into the, make the bottom of your, well, they actually go like this, because you're gonna do them one going one direction, one the other direction, or both in and both out, or whatever, for the pumpkin. And then you'll add your top to the pumpkin after you get that done, and then you can sew it to the bud above it, okay? So that's where that pumpkin is gonna go. So just some really, really fun things. You'll do the same thing when you do the bottom of this. So it's only on the pumpkin that you're gonna have to really match the points here and then in the center. There's some other ones kind of, you know, like, that's really there and here. That's the only place you have to match. It's really cool. I love how she's done her pattern. Okay, so this is two parts of the three part of the petals, okay? So to make the petals, you're going to do the folded corner technique on each of those, and then this one's gonna depend on if you do it on this side or this side. For this particular piece, it's gonna go on that side so that it's on the outside and ends up looking exactly like this one here, okay? And again, you're gonna do that. So here's my other little tip. Let's say that because this has like words in here, and so maybe you don't want the words on that. So what I do is I fold it up so that I can see the side and what it's gonna look like, okay? And then I put the word side the side I don't want, I put that down on the corner of here, so you can see no words whatsoever. The words are on the other side. You know, you can see them right there. So I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna draw my line so I can do the sewing on the side closest to the corner. And then I will cut them all off, and I will have my, my three little petals for my last flower. They go right here, okay? Then I'll sew that all together and just have a really cute little runner. Now, the fun thing about this is if you are a little adventuresome and you're not afraid to, you know, go out and try some other things, you do end up with quite a bit of, you know, fabric left over. You don't use up all of the charm packs. So I think I'm gonna make a couple more flowers. I may do, I don't know, it depends on what I have left. I might do a bug or something like that. But there's definitely enough fabric here that you could choose to expand that. I want to make mine a little bit longer to put on my table, okay? So there is the Autumn Garden Table Runner by Heather Peterson of Anka's Treasures and Riley Blake Designs. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and go into the bell, ding it, and change your preferences to all so that you don't miss any of our videos. Also, if you have not yet visited our website at the InDe'BQuiltShop.com, make sure that you go on there and that you sign up for the newsletter. It goes out once a week, so you can see what our new specials are, what we have coming out new, if we've got new tutorials, if we have new events, retreats, all those kind of things like that. We would love to have you follow us there, and also on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. We also have a Pinterest page too, so we're everywhere. So thanks so much for joining me today, and have a great day.